Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing compares to catching your Grizzlies IRL. And that all starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight. Put that jersey collection to use for the next game and get Grizzlies tickets at Ticketmaster. Whether they're here at FedExForum or on the road, Ticketmaster's got your back when it comes to scoring tickets. And there's no better brag than saying you saw it live.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
Justin Timberlake.
I'm bringing sexy back.
The Forget Tomorrow World Tour. Live in Memphis. Justin Timberlake. FedExForum, Saturday, November 23rd. Get tickets now at LiveNation.com. The brand new single Selfish is available to stream and download now.
If I get jealous, I can't help it.
For more, hit up JustinTimberlake.com.
D'Anthony Melton took my boys, my little guys, to the ice cream stand. He was like, I'm going to get ice cream. You want to go with? So he took my little guys to the ice cream stand. So, guess who their favorite player is now? John Morant. But outside of that, D'Anthony Melton's pretty high up on the list. How about this? We got youth small D'Anthony Melton jerseys at our house right now. Love D'Anthony Melton. That was a fun night.
It was a fun night, man.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Let's face it, there's a lot of trash talk in basketball, but the great teams let their performance do the talking. Like Ford F-150 with Pro Power on board, a class-exclusive industry-first feature that turns your truck into a mobile generator and leaves the competition speechless. Ford F-150, official truck of the Grizzlies. Greatness starts here at your Mid-South Ford dealer. Class is full-size pickups under 8,500 pounds, GVWR.
There's no substitute for experience, the knowledge gained from having been there before, and the passion to share what you know to make everyone around you better. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st, and you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Grizzlies fans, dunks, dimes, and no-looks are great on TV, but nothing compares to catching them IRL. And that starts with buying tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Ticketmaster gets you to the game so you can catch every highlight in person. From seeing your favorite Grizzlies stars up close to hearing the squeak of the sneakers on the hardwood. Put that jersey collection to use and get tickets at Ticketmaster. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside, Memphis.
We didn't talk about owling, and you're telling me you didn't know owling?
What the hell is an owling?
Owling is worse than Tebowing.
What is an owling?
How far can Kyra zoom out on this camera?
She can zoom all the way out.
Can she zoom out?
What are you doing?
I'm owling.
Okay. Wait, why were we doing this? What is that?
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt, live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
It's the top 5 worst teams in the NFL. I think the Panthers are the worst team in the NFL.
I got the Saints number 1. Ha ha ha! Let's put the Aints up there. They're terrible.
I'll take the Titans as my worst team in the NFL. If they played Will Levis, they're for sure the worst team. Maybe in NFL history. Might be worse than the 0-16 Lions if they play Will Levis.
The Odds Couple, live at 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Live from downtown Memphis, this is the Chris Vernon Show on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, here's your host, Chris Vernon.
Here we go. It's noon on GrindCityMedia.com. It's Chris Vernon Show. Welcome. It's a Wednesday, November 20th, 2024 edition of the show. Today on the show, Grizzlies took a loss last night against the Denver Nuggets. And what was a back-to-back against the Nuggets? Quite depressing at FedExForum. They now have to lick their wounds and play against the Philadelphia 76ers tonight, who are in town, who have got problems of their own. We will get to everything that took place last night down at FedExForum. We will get you ready for tonight. In addition to that, go through all the games that took place in the Emirates Cup, and the college football playoff rankings came out last night, again causing a bunch of debate. Let's do it. Turn it up! Hope everybody's having a good day. All right, bunch of stuff to get to on the show today. Not a pretty night down at FedExForum last night. Hopefully they will be better tonight as they have a home back-to-back. We got a ton of stuff to get to. Roser is down calling the Hustle game today. They are playing against the Osceola Magic, who feature former Grizzly Jarrett Culver and former slam dunk champion Mac McClung on that team. So there was a game that tipped off at 10:30 this morning at Landers Center. So Bennett Doyle filling in for John Roser. Devin Walker is here. He is the microphone mangler. Shanor Quasadilla, Mr. Math, Navojo, the reporter, the photographer. He is Sir Hizzy's Walker 93.
Yo, also at that Osceola Magic versus Memphis Hustle game, our guy 12 is in the building. Courtside. Apparently 12, all the kids chanting his name. He recorded a video of all the kids chanting his name. So.
Oh, yeah, all the kids.
John Morant's down at the game today, huh? He's supporting his guy, Yuki, who, by the way.
Malachi Smith, too. That's his dog, too.
Yuki had 10 assists in the first half.
Yeah, he did. 8 points, 10 assists. Yeah.
The first half. So hopefully the Hustle can hang on and get a dub in front of what is, I get this school day, right? They have a bunch of school kids,
a bunch of kids
that are down there
screaming and yelling, bro.
Yeah, that are down there for the game. So right now, the Hustle are up at the end of the third quarter, 97-95.
It'd be the Hustle's first home win if they can get a win today.
Oh, is that right?
First home win. Yeah, they got their first win official on the road last game, but they got to get a home win for TCU.
Yuki's up to 13-13. By the way,
let's go
in that game, 13-13.
Point guard,
by the way.
Point guard.
All right. I've got to do something. So you guys need to speak amongst yourselves.
Go get it. I think this is very well warranted.
What's going on? What's up?
You know, you watched the show before, right?
I am familiar with
you're a frequent
this
listener of
very
this
show.
Well,
Yes,
you should know
I
what's
go
about to
back
happen.
quite a ways.
You better know what's about to happen.
I think I have an idea.
Doyle.
I think I have an idea.
I think it's very warranted, bro.
Is it?
Very much warranted, bro.
I think it is.
This one is so warranted.
Yeah, I think it is.
All right.
We went a whole quarter without scoring a point. Damn.
We really did.
And
we really
with
did.
6 minutes left in the third quarter, Bennett Doyle, who sits across the glass today and sits next to me at the game.
I said it.
took his headset off, turned to me, and he said, "We've scored 1 point." And I said, "Nuh-uh." And he said, "Yes." And I said, "Oh, it was the split free throw? Is the Jalen Wells free throw?" And he said, "Yes."
Yeah.
That's it. We've scored 1 point this quarter. Really, after giving up, 68 points in the first half of that game, really just came out on fire, ready to make a statement in that second half by scoring 1 point in the first 6 minutes.
The 2-3 zone, bro. Our boy Adam Pike, who we met in Vegas, he's pulled the analytics for that third quarter. The Nuggets came out in 2-3 zone, 8 straight possessions, and we scored free throws.
So
free throws, guys.
This is one of the things that you knew could take place, despite the fact that they were woefully shorthanded with no Nikola Jokic and no Aaron Gordon. You know that a team in the NBA, if you don't take your opponent seriously, if you don't bring the same amount of care factor to the game than your opponent, then you can get caught. So that's number one. Right off the bat, you could tell the Grizzlies were laissez-faire. Probably thought they were going to be able to go through, not the motions, but it wasn't going to be some high-intensity, played like a high-stakes game. And yet, the Denver Nuggets played that like it was a high-stakes game. They're hustling for everything. Yeah. They're going after every loose ball. They are, if you're getting loose with the dribble, they're going to slap it away. And all the while, the Grizzlies are just a disaster with the basketball. It was like, we need to go do cone drills. What is going on?
In the words of Josh Pastner, too loosey-goosey.
We got to embrace the cup.
They were loosey-goosey with the basketball.
Man.
We got to embrace the cup, man. We got to. I mean, I'm watching all these games. Dog. They're all competitive except ours.
And the other, you know what we need to do in cup games?
F that cup.
Make a three.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is now a combined 16 for 80 in 2 cup games. You went 7 for 42 against Golden State, turned around and went 9 for 38
just the courts,
last night.
The courts are blessing them up, brother.
That's crazy.
Man, that's tough.
Now, look, the other thing is a team just saw you, and so inevitably they're going to go back, they're going to watch the film, and they're going to say, okay, here's what hurt us the last game, here's what we want to take away. Here's what we did not do the last game on offense. Here's what we want to do to try to attack them this game. And so one of the things that you had sent me over the weekend after we had played against Golden State was the Draymond Green press conference where he's talking about the weird offense and how unconventional it was and how most of the rotations that take place in the NBA defensively are it's just commonplace, right?
Yeah.
Everybody runs kind of the same stuff. It's why when guys move to another team, even during the course of the season, yes, there's different terminology, but generally teams are doing the same stuff.
Yeah.
The Grizzlies are standing out in contrast to what most teams are doing because of the new offense that they've implemented this year. And he even went into great detail about how the rotations get all screwed up because this is what we do here, this is what we do here, and everybody's pretty much run the same place, whereas they've got guys driving to one side of the court and then the entire other side of the court is shape-shifting, and it's like and you saw in the first half, if you go back and watch the first half of the Golden State game, and this is why I was screaming in my living room watching that game, make a shot, because if you go back and watch the Golden State game, it is appalling the amount of wide open threes that the Grizzlies miss. And they were creating these threes over and over and over again, right? The offense is there to be able to create these wide open looks for you. And it wasn't nearly as stark as it was last night. But in that Golden State game, it was like, dude, like there's nobody within 20 feet of you. Just make the shot. Like you're doing all of this in an effort to create the very shot you're getting. Make it. Yeah. Just make some of them. And they just have not hit the broadside of a barn in 2 of these games now, and unfortunately, both of them were the higher stakes games because of the Emirates Cup. 16 of 80 is just appalling. I mean, that's just, and it's also, and it's your best players too, because man, we have got to get Desmond Bane back on track. That's not going to work.
I feel like it's every year he does this, bro.
My God.
It's like he started out straight, got hurt, and he kind of got to get revved back up. He's like an old car, bro, like an old like 90-70 like Cadillac.
He did kind of acknowledge that. Yeah.
Maybe a little older. Because last night was as bad as I've seen him.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a mess with the ball. And then Vince Williams, who unfortunately got hurt in the game, prior to him getting hurt, was just an abject disaster. I didn't know. I thought he had been, like, cloned. Yeah. Like, who is that? Who did they switch out for Vince Williams? Because he had 3 turnovers in like the first 3 times he touched the ball. And I'm like, bro, what is going on? You're a mess.
Fouling and turn the ball over.
It was crazy. Yeah. And so last night, and then on the other side, obviously you had Westbrook, who was looking for blood. And you had those other guys who had something to prove. You know, they were both kind of duds, Porter and Murray, in the game on Sunday, and those guys both showed up in a big way. And Westbrook took on the I will create shots for everybody, you know, what they missed. Yeah. You know, they didn't have that on Sunday. You know, it's a lot of guys that aren't going to be creating their own shot. It needs to be created for them, and they have the best player in the world at creating these shots for them. And last night, that's where Westbrook became so intensely valuable, because he was able to fill that role of, I am going to create shots for everybody on the team. I mean, look, he ended up with, I think, 14 assists in the game. He could have had 20. Yeah. Seriously. I mean, he was just drive, kick, and making plays. And, you know, they were still, like, even after they had gotten down 25, like, I was glad that they didn't
you feel like at some
pack it
point
in,
they still could have, like, came back. At some point, like, I feel like there was
a lot of moments where if a shot would have dropped, you could have gotten the crowd back to where they were really on top of Denver, and you felt like you could have made a mini run and gotten back in it, because they had that thing at 11 by the beginning of the fourth quarter, and it was like, dude, just make the run, get you the 15-2 run, and flip this game. Yeah, and it just like every time there was like a crucial possession where it felt like the top could have come off the arena and everybody would have gotten back into it. It clanked.
And then Dario Saric hits that dagger, and it's like he hasn't done anything the whole game.
It's crazy. Like,
and that's right after Jaren had just missed another bunny. Yeah. I mean, Jaren made he was 7 for 17 last night.
7 turnovers, too. That was probably the worst part of this night.
Yeah, they were all just a mess with the ball. I don't know why we couldn't dribble last night. It was like the pressure of – it really was more like playoff intensity defense from them, where it was like, we're not even going to let you dribble without some kind of pressure on that. And then those lazy passes that you're able to get away with during the regular season, they weren't letting him get away with them.
I think it's too late. They don't let Jaren play one-on-one at all. Like, it was one of those things where he's going to have to figure it out.
Right.
He's such a good isolation scorer, and people are figuring it out. They throw him the ball. It's double teams coming.
Right.
So you got to figure out, hey, throw that joint out, reposition, and get it back. Because now he dribbles, the double comes, and he's like no, you got to figure it out, because them double teams are coming now, bro.
And they also, you know, you wanted to play that Denver team in half court, and you just let them. It was like it was complete opposite of what happens with the Grizzlies, which is the Grizzlies want to be the ones that are out in transition, and they've got that game moving up and down. Denver was the one getting out and making plays, and now you're playing against the set defense.
Yeah, that zone defense, boy.
And that's why that beginning of that third quarter was just appalling. Because they're scoring and then setting up that defense, and then you can't score.
boy.
It was a bad night. That was a bad one.
It was a
that was
night.
a bad one.
And the crowd was bad. The court, stuff on the court was bad. It was just a bad. Gigi was
that was
the
a
highlight.
bad night at the Forum.
Yeah, other than Gigi rapping "I'm a llama, my pajama," it was just a bad night. Shout out to them, whoever came up with that idea.
That was pretty good.
Rapping the nursery
Who
rhyme
came up
is a
with
10
that?
out of 10 game ops idea.
It was good.
Shout out to Gigi, man.
I like the llama llama red pajama, and I thought he did a really good job with it.
Yeah, Dez couldn't really find the beat.
No,
but Gigi, you could tell he raps in his free time.
Yeah, for those that were not at the game, they at one of the breaks in the action. This was the most entertaining thing that happened last night.
Sure.
Outside of the magician at halftime, who was awesome.
Oh, the magician!
The magician was great.
Yeah,
the
I couldn't even
magician
move.
was
I was
insane.
hungry as hell, and I was like, I gotta stay and watch this. Me and Sherman were like, I have to stay and watch this. I can't move. I have to see the end.
Yeah, I am so pro magician.
Yeah, shout out magicians, man.
Magician halftime shows.
And you know what? He didn't get the juice from the crowd either, because I think it's because we gave up 68.
We were so mad. Yeah.
This guy walked into a hornet's nest because they were giving up 68.
He deserved better.
He deserved better.
And his assistant, she was amazing too.
That guy probably thought he didn't put on that good of a show, and yet the show was great. It just wasn't. The audience was not ready for that. They weren't ready to be receptive to it. I feel like if we were up by 10, he would have been. I mean, people would have gone bonkers over it because he was great. The magician was legitimately great.
Y'all want the llama llama? We got it.
Yes.
Yeah, let's check out llama
It's the
llama.
only good thing that happened last night.
Llama llama?
By a guy with a broken foot.
Yeah, shout out to him.
Llama llama, home with mama. Llama llama, morning light, feeling yucky, just not right. Down there breakfast, tiny sneeze, sniffle, snuffle. Tissues, please.
Mama head hot, mama throat hurt a lot. Achy fever, stuffy head. Mama llama, back to bed. Time to rest, no school today. Mama llama brings the tray. Fruity medicine tastes yucky. Llama llama throat feel gucky. Nah, there's too much to do. Trucks are boring, tractors too. Making a tunnel for a train. Llama llama, fuzzy brain. Mama llama gets a book. Have a listen, take a look.
Filipino llama starts the dough.
Yeah,
Dez struggling right now.
This is tough. It's a tough difference between the two.
Yeah, you can tell who raps and who just,
Mama makes a big eye chew.
Because Gigi got his best.
Yeah, he's a music guy.
Mama's
Oh, that's it. He's a music guy.
Yeah, he's a drummer.
He makes music too, bro. He raps.
Yeah.
How long can this day go on? Mama snorts, hats and wheezes. Llama, snicker sneezing. Soggy tissue.
It wouldn't be surprising if he's done this
sniffing,
before,
snorting,
too.
sneezing.
100%.
Yeah, because it's a viral thing.
This could be like a little gig for him, though, bro.
He's good.
Gigi rapping the nursery rhyme books. Hey, mom and them, get on it. A teacher hit me up and was like, hey, you think Gigi could come to my school and read a nursery rhyme to the kids?
So here's the hard part. The hard part about last night is that the highlight of the night is a guy with a broken foot rapping Llama Llama Red Pajama.
The game was not pretty, bro.
That's fair.
It was not
when the
game.
highlight is a broken foot guy rapping,
it was a rough night at the Forum, bro. F the cup.
It was not pretty.
I hate the cup.
Honestly.
I dislike the cup.
People did not have cup fever.
No, we didn't.
I wanted to.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, I was wanting to too. But to your point, you brought this up before though, bro. We talked about it at the beginning of the season. All those seats in the arena are sold. Give them to somebody, bro.
Just give them to somebody.
You know somebody that wants to come to a Grizzly game.
That's right.
Give them to somebody.
Move the tickets.
Move them.
Because you know that the first two decks are taken.
Bless somebody. Yep.
And I get it, right? Like there was a game on Sunday. It's the same team.
Yeah, bro.
And it's no Jokic. I get it. All right. I understand. But the tickets are sold.
They're sold.
We just need them in somebody's hands so that they can go to the game. It's not that much to ask to hand them up. I will say this. Last night, we go on the air at 6:30. I pulled in. I had to drop my son off before I came down here, so I didn't get down here until like 6:05, something like that. Yeah. 6:05, 6:10. I pulled into that parking lot, and I was like, "Oh my God!" I texted you guys, and I'm like,
you were like, "Oh shit!"
Wait, the game get called off?
This is a COVID
They just
game?
were not in the. They were not there.
They're not in
and
COVID.
and I got a little worried. And then walking through the concourse, I'm like, okay, show up whenever. And then we go on the pregame show, and they're always showing like the outside, and it's usually just like droves of people walking in. It was not droves.
No droves.
No droves.
No droves.
Where are the droves?
Droves are at home. I want to see droves tonight, though, bro. Y'all listen to this. Y'all be hearing this show. Y'all give y'all tickets away, bro. I want to see y'all last night. You mentioned no highlight. We did find a highlight of last night.
Oh.
Santi played his ass off. I want to give him some flowers.
Oh, for sure.
Because he's one of the ones where when everybody else was playing like buns, Santi was like, all right. At one point, he was like 11 for 14 from the field. He ended up 12 for 19. But he was hooping.
And we've got to find, Brevin has talked about this a lot, and we've got to find the sweet spot with him because when Santi Aldama has started, and he's like, sometimes there are those guys that it's almost like they got to be running up and down the court and they got to be involved in the game and they got to be in the flow, whatever. And you have seen this many times where he has started games and he's played like big minutes and then he gets you this like real production. And last night, I understand that sometimes it can be a chicken or the egg thing, right? You're going to play more if you are producing. But like he plays 33 minutes in that game and he gets you this big production. The trick is, can you be effective coming off the bench and playing 20 to 24 minutes, right? Because all too often, it's like sometimes you play him like these 30 minutes and he'll get you like nights like last night, right? But then other nights you'll play him 24 minutes and he gets you 2, 4. And it's like he never really gets in the flow, in the mix. And look, the best thing about last night was him finally seeing, he was the only one, but finally seeing some threes drop. Because for the month of November, it was getting dark. I mean, we were at like 1 for 10. Seriously, he was less than, when you talked about it last week, he was 16%. And it had gotten worse after that.
Yeah, he missed 3 more Sunday after we talked about it.
Right. So, I mean, hopefully that was the breakthrough. I'm not expecting this guy to be, Luke Kennard, but I do need him hitting in the 30s.
Yeah.
And frankly, I need Luke Kennard to be Luke Kennard. Yeah. Bro, make a shot.
Or just shoot them up, bro. Like, I feel like so many times he gets the ball and it's like
dribbles into the paint and then takes a step and then he's gonna get blocked, so he takes the little fade away at the free throw line.
Man, you are Luke effing Kennard, bro.
Shoot the ball.
Shoot the ball. You a top 5 shooter in the world, Craig. Shoot the ball.
Shoot the ball.
That's all we want. Shoot the ball.
And well, I also want you to make it.
That's a part of it too. But usually, he's a career like 43% shooter from 3.
Yeah,
he's gonna make it more times than not. So
well, I mean,
you gotta shoot that.
Him going 1 for. We cannot have Desmond Bane and Luke Kennard going a combined 1 for 9. And I do think at some point the dam's gonna break. Like at some point, one of these nights, they're gonna start making all these open threes. They are generating tons of open threes. Yeah. Oh, by the way, I did not check shot quality.
Oh, bro, no. To Bennett, no. We gotta block that from your phone, bro.
No.
We're blocking shot quality.
I'm checking it.
I'm
checking it for last night.
Go ahead.
Let's see what the score was of last night's game.
Man right here, bro.
What?
Kill me with that shot quality.
No, we're checking, dude. Bennett. All right, last night, Tuesday night's game. Let me see here.
I want to hear.
All right. The Grizzlies lost the game.
Let's see.
122 to 110.
There he goes.
Shot quality score.
Oh, no.
Grizzlies 138, Nuggets 127. Another shot quality dub for the home team. Why don't we play for the shot quality Emirates Cup?
Because we don't play basketball on paper.
Well, if we did, oh, man.
Oh, we'd be great.
Oh, man.
If you played it on an Excel sheet, we'd be phenomenal.
I know we goof about this. I'm telling you, and this happens every single year. Every single year.
Yeah.
I live this. We do Grumpy Grizzly more in October and November than we do the rest of the season combined. I swear to God, we are always some 500 mid blah, couple of bad losses that stick in our craw teams, and then we make our runs in December and January.
And then we don't even talk about this
every year.
Let me see. Let me go back.
Every year.
It's true.
Everybody's favorite.
We're never good the first 15 to 20 games of the season. Yeah. It's the craziest thing.
Yeah, it's so weird.
This happens. I live this every year. And what I'm telling you is, while we can goof about the shot quality, it's the process. And at some point, you're going to get some regression to the mean. You got to start making these. Because, bro, come on. It's so extreme to make 16 of 80 in 2 cup games.
I feel like it's been our issue for a while. Like, it's always our issue, like not making shots. Not making, like, you generate so many open shots. You just got to
make them.
Just got to make them. Like, Dez, I don't think Dez is going to ever.
The point is, eventually they will.
Yes. And then when that run comes, there's going to be a lot of.
Right. No, it happens every year.
Because like I think
we do this every year.
Yeah,
the 50-win season, like
they started 8-7, something like that, right?
When is when is the last time we busted through the gates and were awesome?
Let me try to find one. Give me a second.
Like Jaeger? You think I'm kidding?
No, it's true. I mean, like even going back to the
I'm saying
grind
that,
era,
if
right?
you're talking about like records, the first 20 games, this has been the entire franchise history, except for like a couple years here and there.
Give me a second.
Though I think the Fizdale year they started out really fast.
Let me try to find out. Let me see. Hold on. I'm trying to find some real quick. I'm trying to find it.
I mean, but generally, this is not.
This is not. Yeah.
The first quarter of the season is usually us going, what's wrong, what's wrong, what's wrong, and then they break through in December and January.
That's like the Dez thing. It's always like, what's wrong with Dez? Oh, what's wrong? Like, then we look up, he had like 5 30 pieces in a row. It's like, oh.
Yeah, he's
what
fine.
did he do different?
Well, he even said last night.
He
said last night, I do this every. I think he was talking about himself. He said I do this every year. Like I'll get out of it. Yeah, something along those lines.
Let me shoot myself out of the rut. So like I'm trying.
But again, that's so extreme. He had what 11 or 10 the other day on Sunday. He had 5 and. 3 of those came when he made 1 of 3 free throws, got his own rebound, and made a layup.
And he smiled. You could tell he smiled. He smiled because he knew he was like, bro, the shot finally went in.
He had 2. Before that was like in the last 2 minutes of the game. He had 2. I mean, that again, so extreme. So with some of these things that are happening.
Yeah. So
that's the one thing you can hold on to. It's like, bro, there's no way you're gonna keep shooting like this, and there's no way guys like Desmond Bane are gonna be having 2 friggin' points in games. That's crazy.
So we found the start. 2012, 2013. Who was the coach that year?
Is that Fizz?
12-13
is the year we went to the West Finals.
Okay, so they lost the first game against the Clippers. Then they ratted off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 straight wins.
Yeah, that's
lost again and then won 5 in a row. Like they were cooking that year, bro.
That was West Finals.
So that was the best starter I believe in franchise history. And the other one was, I think they said, let's see, 2018. They were 20-4 and 2014-15. Started out 20-4, 14-15.
It's 10 years ago, bro.
Yeah, bro.
It's literally, it's the 10-year anniversary of when we were good the first part of the season. Well, it's always something, too, right? Somebody's hurt at the beginning of the year.
Yeah,
right. Ja was suspended last year. Like, there's always some reason as to why, in many cases, the first part of the season, and obviously they haven't had their full roster. They've had Morant for what, 7 games, 8 games so far this year.
Vernon, I just want like a 2-game stretch or a 3-game stretch, or like maybe a 1-game stretch where somebody doesn't like roll their ankle
game.
Or like fall or like we're like clinching. Like even when Jaren fell, I was like, bro, get your ass up, bro.
Why can we not play basketball without getting hurt is a great question.
It's like every 2 or 3 games.
Dude, it happened with Edie on Sunday, and it happened with Vince last night.
It's like we look up and somebody's like always like limping off.
And where is Marcus Smart?
I don't know. That man's sick, dude. He's real sick.
What kind of sickness he got?
It's going around.
What?
I don't know.
I think he's back tonight, though, bro.
We need him tonight.
I think he's back tonight. Let me see. Let me double check the Sixers injury report.
I mean, he wasn't even around.
Yeah, he wasn't even there yesterday.
But if he's sick, you don't want him around.
Do you?
No, I got you.
Yeah.
I mean, sick?
He said, where's Marcus Smart?
Sick? Bro, we're walking wounded. And it's like, oh, you guys sick?
Like a zombie.
Somebody get him a Z-Pack.
You're the only, get the guy at Z-Pack. It's the only guy doesn't have.
you.
We got one player without like a hip or lower leg injury, and it's like, oh, he's sick. No, we don't have time for you to be
some
sick.
Vitamin C.
Go to work.
Thug it out.
Yeah. What are we doing?
That's crazy. This stuff is happening so much that it's true. Like people just forgot Marcus Smart's been out.
Yeah.
What
do you mean sick?
Right.
Sick?
It's crazy, bro.
And like, oh yeah, Marcus is sick.
Yeah.
Like, no, we don't have time for. Look, every time anybody plays, they get hurt. So we ain't got time for sick. I'm sorry.
Thug it out.
Get
you a liquid IV, you know what I'm saying? Thug it out, man. But
and we haven't even seen him.
I think he's supposed to be back tonight. Let me double check.
Did he play in the Golden State game?
I don't think
No,
he did. No, he did not.
What sickness does he
This
have?
man got a
Yeah, because when was that game again? That was Friday?
Friday.
Yeah.
He said, what kind of sickness does he have?
He's missed 3 games with being sick.
Sickness. I'm trying to find the 76ers injury report.
I hope he's okay,
No,
baby.
it's
bizarre.
It's Maxi's game time decision, and Lowry's out. That's it. Embiid's playing. Paul George is playing.
I know.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Have you been out to the last 80 games?
Yeah, and the reason he's a game time decision is because that stupid ass report yesterday. And he's like, well, if I'm going to call out the guy in front of everybody and it become public, I probably need to play.
Smart did play on Friday, by the way.
Oh, he did play on Friday?
He came off the bench. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. But still.
No, you're right. Z-Pack. Let's
Marcus,
knock that out.
come on, bro. Marcus.
Yeah, we need you back.
Come on, bro.
We need him back in the lineup.
We can't have
we got enough guys hurt.
Him and the TikToker going off on us.
Vince Williams lasted 2 games.
Yeah, my boy V-Dub, man. It's tough. He twisted his ankle and he just hobbled on off the court.
2 games.
Zach twisted his ankle, just hobbled on off the court.
Right.
Well, at least Zach walked off on his own power. Vince did not, which that's obviously concerning.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the Edie thing, he was like shooting around yesterday. Like, I don't think he's going to be out a very long time.
Yeah, no boot, thank God.
I don't think Edie's going to be out a very long time. And then did they put out anything for today? I guess, did they put Smart on the questionable?
I have not. Let me see.
Okay.
Look up the Grizz PR. Hold on, let me go look up the Undertaker's
Done.
account. The Undertaker has not spoken about today yet. The Undertaker said yesterday, though, he was questionable yesterday. Then he got ruled out up until game time. Also, because, he didn't even do his shoot-around yesterday, so whatever. So, yeah.
Okay, and can I just give a brief screw you to Dalton Connect? Things were already bad.
Yeah.
Dude, I woke up this morning and I had 2 Tennessee fans in my text immediately with the video of the highlights of Dalton Connect last night. And I'm like, look, I'm already salty about what took place last night. I don't need to see. And, it's like, told you we should have drafted. Like, he was right there. Could have had the whole state rooting for the Grizzlies. And I was like, oh, of all the nights, really?
Not tonight, are
we still doing that?
Of all the nights. Yeah,
Remember back then it was if the Grizzlies would just draft a Tiger basketball player, people would come to the games.
I know. because I know Billy Bob from Sevierville is going to drive to every game.
Yeah,
Give me a break.
Come on, bro. Get the F out of here, bro. He was hooping last night, though.
Oh, it's super annoying how awesome he was. There's no way around it.
The Connect for to end the game.
Yeah, the West Side Connect.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, it's troubling.
Yeah.
It's troubling how good. I mean, look, I'm going to give him his flowers. 99% of all NBA players will never score 37 points.
I was going to say they will all cook the Utah Jazz, but I'll take that one, too.
No, they will never score 37.
100%.
And he's done it in the first 20 games of his career. So,
hey, Westside Connect, stand up.
It's another one of those guys, too, and I talk about it like seemingly every year, that there's this range within the draft, and the reason I'm bringing this up is because their rookie has been outstanding. The TikToker himself, Jared McCain, has been great, and we saw the other night when I guess about a week ago when we saw Washington here. That was such a rat team. But the one I was like, you know what? I kind of like this Bub Carrington.
Yeah.
You know, they're letting him go out there, and he's got some size, and he's got something to him, and, like, hopefully they don't screw him up. But I kind of like him. And you look back at, like, this just already, the 2024 draft, Carrington went 14. Khalil Ware, we loved at Summer League.
He's getting DNPs in Miami.
Understood.
Yeah.
But we know that guy's going to be an NBA player.
Yeah.
We saw it. So that's 15. So Carrington, Ware, 16 was McCain, and 17 was Connect. I mean, that's a run.
The middle of that draft.
I mean, honestly, I would bet on all four of those guys having 10-year careers.
For sure.
Barring injury.
For sure.
Which is insane to say in the first 15 games of the season. But, I mean, and then you go back to last year, there's like, I'm talking like outside of the top 10, like once we get to like 10 to 20, Lively went 12. Grady Dick went 13. He's been popping off this year.
Hooping. Happy birthday to Grady Dick, by the way.
Jordan Hawkins went 14, who looks like he could shoot it for the Pelicans. 16, Keontae George, we'll see, but he's going to have a career. 18 was Jaquez, who had a great rookie year. 19 was Pods.
He can hoop.
Damn.
20 was Cam Whitmore.
He can hoop.
I mean, the year before, 12 was Jalen Williams for Oklahoma City. 13 was Jalen Duren. 17 was Tari Eason. There's like this range of guys that like there's been a bunch of really, really, really good hits in the NBA draft. The year before that, think about it. Listen to this. Listen to 16, 17, 18 the year before that. Alperen Şengün, Trey Murphy, Trey Mann.
Ooh.
That's 16, 17, 18
Trey Mann
in the
had
draft.
a crazy dunk last night.
And then the year before that, if we go back that far, the 21st pick is a guy that's on a max contract for the other team in Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah.
And he was the 21st pick in the draft. I mean, there has been this range of guys, and it's like, so like last night, it feels like every year this is already happening, and this year it just feels a little bit earlier than maybe in other years. Like you remember it last year, it started at I guess it was probably about the same time, where because of some injuries and because of some misfortune for their roster, people were already going, how did 17 teams miss on Jaime Jaquez? How? How is this guy available at 18? This guy's fantastic, right? And now it's like, how did 15 teams pass on Jared McCain? How did 16 teams pass on Dalton Connect? Like, it's already happening.
His thing was like the 4-year thing, though, wasn't it?
Huh?
The 4-year thing.
It was the age. He was
Yeah,
23.
ages.
The ages, yeah. Jared McCain thing, I guess they thought he was too little, but that dude can hoop.
Oh, my gosh.
I expect him to score I don't think he scored 20 points in a game at Duke last year.
He is fantastic.
Yeah, bro.
Some of his highlights, I
told you, bro, he built like a soccer player, bro.
Some of his highlights are just awesome. I mean, we saw him this summer as well. And I remember in Utah, it was like a rock star entered the building.
Yeah.
He is so much more famous than a normal NBA regular.
Wow. Like a rookie, like a regular NBA rookie. He's more famous.
No, kids will be going crazy tonight.
Yeah.
Because Jared McCain shows up, because he is that big a deal on social media. How many followers does he have on TikTok?
Let me go look. Let me see.
He's like TikTok famous. There's people that don't care about the NBA that care about Jared McCain.
Oh, yeah.
Because of his TikTok dances and everything.
Jared McCain has 3.9 million followers on TikTok.
Wow. I mean, that's crazy.
3.9
reach.
million. And he has
3.9 million.
That is pretty insane.
3.9 million followers.
I missed the mark on TikTok.
I'm trying to think who we could compare it to.
And he's a rookie.
He's a rookie. I'm trying to think. Say another rookie's name.
Huh?
Say another rookie.
Dalton Connect.
He probably ain't got a TikTok, bro.
Oh.
Say another one.
Zach Edey.
Zach Edey definitely ain't got no TikTok.
You
Say
sure?
one that y'all think have a TikTok. Come on, bro.
Jalen Wells.
I don't think Jalen has a TikTok.
Yeah, and he was the 39th pick in the draft, and he wasn't
y'all
famous.
suck at this
He
game.
wasn't famous in college.
Y'all are bad at this game.
Why?
Name like a top end rookie.
Well,
like
look, the top 2 picks in the draft were both European guys.
Rob Cunningham.
Right?
I do
Who?
Rob Cunningham.
Who?
It's Castle.
What's his name?
You're talking about Dillingham.
Dillingham, my bad.
Yeah, Rob Dillingham. That's a good one.
Because he actually was famous in high school.
He was.
Let me see.
So was Reed Shepard had a name.
Okay,
too.
he doesn't have a TikTok either.
Who? Rob Dillingham? I don't think any of these guys have one.
Castle's got a TikTok.
Who? Stephon Castle?
Why do you
Come on,
think
bro.
Stephon Castle has a TikTok?
He's just he just strikes me as a guy that would have a TikTok.
I don't know, man.
Swag.
Donovan Clingan? Think he's got a TikTok?
Absolutely not.
I think I found Stephon Castle's. Hold on.
Stephon Castle has a TikTok?
Yeah, he had. No, he does. This is not. This can't be real. If it's real, he only has 5,000 followers. So maybe he doesn't have one. These players must got burners nowadays, bro.
There's not that many NBA guys. How many guys on our team have a TikTok?
Look at our roster. Probably probably a majority of them. But they don't.
No. Active.
I mean, like public TikToks.
Yeah, how many people have a TikTok that they like actually use then post on?
Jaren.
Does Jaren actually post on it?
Yeah, Jaren posts on his.
Oh, he does.
Jaren. I don't know if Gigi has one. I know Vince has one, but he don't really he's not active. I think Jaren's probably the most active one on TikTok out of all of them.
Yeah, so I mean, it's just not.
Or bro,
it's just not very common.
Players got them, bro. They just got burners, bro.
That's what I'm saying. But this guy is active and posting all the time.
Yeah, now he got 3.9 million.
There's not that many athletes that do it. That's why he stands out like a sore thumb. Yeah, I'm talking about that. I'm talking about that active
post on TikTok.
He posts like he is a TikToker.
Yeah.
He doesn't post like he has a real job. There's some people that their whole job is being a social media influencer.
That's Jared's TikTok,
right? It's just being a social media influencer.
Is he following one person, bro? What an asshole.
What is it? How many followers does Jaren have?
It's 161,000. I think that's what it says.
161,000. Jared McCain has 3.9 million. Yeah. It's just crazy. Yeah. Jared needs to do those.
Jared, we gotta get your TikTok game up, dog. Hey,
he's got to do those fruity dances.
Come on, bro. Put respect on
Savage love.
Oh my
did
God.
some money bring you?
Why do you keep bringing up that one? Y'all always bring up that one.
Just do a little savage love dance, and you're gonna get those followers up, Jared. People are gonna love it.
We don't need that. But
People are gonna love it. You gotta smile real big and. Jared McCain's always smiling about everything. He's so happy
He's
all
a
the time.
happy guy, man.
Huh?
He's a happy guy, man.
No, I know. He's not going to let anybody tell him any different.
Yeah.
And you know all
those
his
are the
teams.
worst kind of players that when they come in your building and cook you too.
Oh,
it's just the worst.
Dude, every day I see a video on my algorithm, and it'll be somebody making fun of the fact that, can you imagine going back home and after you got cooked by 35 by this guy, and then it says him in like a hot tub, doing these corny dances,
I'd be pissed.
being real brat.
That'd be furious.
He definitely uses the word brat for sure.
Yeah,
I just don't want him to cook us tonight because that would make me feel terrible.
Yeah. Oh, the TikTok will just be unbelievable.
I can't have in the West.
Well, and now you have no idea what they're going to be like. The Philadelphia 76ers.
Is be playing tonight? Oh, see, y'all got play it. Come on, bro.
Look at this guy.
Imagine getting
look at
cooked
the nails.
Let's go.
Look at the red nails.
Imagine getting cooked by that, bro.
I know. It's tough.
I'm nervous. I am nervous.
Did you see that NBA Central yesterday?
Yes.
Said that Paul George kicked over his nail polish.
Yeah, that's
in
what
the
I told you.
locker
He
room.
got his nail polish kicked down the hallway.
That's tough.
And Boosie believed it. He thought it was real.
He did.
He reported it as real. Boosie said, I'm tired of this shit. I'm like, Boosie. The internet was like, Boosie. Boosie, it's not a real story.
Put it on live. I'll give you $1,000.
Yeah, they gotta tell Boosie it's not real. But
Put it on live.
But the thing is, like, bro, like, so does Embiid play tonight? Do we get Maxey and Embiid?
He's not on the injury report.
Yeah, he's playing after he just got called out like yesterday.
So we're gonna have Maxey.
They tried to ask him about the meeting too. He's like, "We had a meeting." You didn't see that yesterday?
No, I didn't see that.
Really? Yeah.
What else?
They asked him about the Shams report.
Joel,
and
we
he's like,
know about the meeting, bro.
That is such a breach of trust. It really is.
Somebody said it was Eric Gordon. They said he looks like they said he looks like a dude you can't trust. Somebody put like a super zoom photo of his face. They said this is the person you can't trust. I was like, you know what?
That's kind of mean though. He's been around a long time. Look, it's just a breach of trust.
Yeah,
I said this yesterday, and then when I was on with Gary this morning. When situations like this, I always try to take the tact of what if it happened to the home team, and I would be despondent. I would be despondent on two different levels. The first of which is, how is this already out? Like, you remember a couple of years ago, I remember this happened with, there was a big report, I think it was Sam Amick at the time, and there was this big report about the Atlanta locker room and the blow up. And it was like, and Clint Capella said this, and Trae Young said this, and Lloyd Pierce has been going through, and like, you know, and Lloyd Pierce ended up, who was a former Memphis coach, ended up getting fired at that job. But I remember when it happened, it's like, bro, who is literally, like, this is not even, these are, it was like quotes from the meeting. And I'm like, this is a disaster. And so that's the hard part, is like, I would be despondent on that level, which is that should be something that stays within the locker room, just a breach of trust. And then the second thing, which would make me even more upset. So the first is that the fact that we all know about it. The second is the facts of the case, as they say, which is, bro, he's late to everything. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's twofold. Like, you're frustrated. If you're a fan, you're frustrated that this is out, but you're also frustrated at the contents of what is out, which is my franchise player and my best player who didn't miss any practices or games for Team USA, yet can't be playing for us, and is now setting the example that he's just late for everything. Like, they just let him do whatever he wants to do and is not held accountable until Tyrese Maxey, who is my 23-year-old player, is holding him accountable. Like, and it's like, that's fine because they both hold them accountable. It's like, why is Tyrese Maxey having to hold him accountable? Why is a general manager not holding him accountable? Why is a coach obviously not holding him accountable? Why does it take Tyrese Maxey to come in and say, hey, man?
Yeah.
Like, is the idea that he just blew off those guys, or that's just the culture they have, which is he can do whatever the hell he wants to do?
It wasn't like, didn't Harden kind of do whatever he wanted to?
I mean, I think
he probably learned it from him. Shit, like,
right.
Harden can do whatever he want to do, so Harden's gone now. Guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to do whatever I want to do because I'm the best guy now.
Because who's going to punish me?
Exactly. They didn't punish Harden.
Right.
So they're not going to punish me. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And yet it takes somebody on your own team to say, hey, man, care more.
Exactly.
That's the problem.
Yeah, that's a big issue.
I would be so upset because the only thing that people care, and especially Philadelphia, they want you to play and play hard. That's what they respect, right? That's what they respect.
That's all they want. And you mentioned
to be unavailable and then just being like, bro, you should be the one there early.
Yes.
What? You should be the one there early, not the one there late. But it feels like, you know, they've set this standard of, I mean, hell, they let Ben Simmons just not play. Remember?
Yeah, he just sat on the
They
bench.
just let him not play. Just a weird culture that they've gotten. You know, you set that standard over and over again, and you keep on. You know, they gave him, 3 years, $190 million as an extension, Embiid, before this season. So it's like, hey, we know you can't stay healthy. We know you're unavailable when it matters most. But we're going to keep on, just throwing hundreds of millions of dollars at you all the time. And it's like, when does I think that's what one of the things that I've heard that is a reasonable point of view on the Zion thing. What is the penalty for not being in the best shape of your life?
Yeah.
If I don't have to be in the best shape of my life and you're still going to give me $250 million, what is the
motivation?
Yeah. To be in the best shape of my life. You would like to say that comes from within. But if you keep on giving people hundreds of millions of dollars to not meet expectations, the idea that they are all of a sudden going to transform.
No chance.
I mean, and I think that it's like, if the penalty in many cases is I won't get to be that rich. I won't get to make the money that I would make. But I mean, if you're just guys that don't even have to be available that you give $300 million contracts to, do you think they're just going to wake up one day and be like, you know what?
I'm going to care today. You know what, that thing I did yesterday when I was late to everything, I'm going to start showing up on time. No.
And I am, look, I joked with Bennett earlier. I am worried that he'll come out and try to drop 55.
Oh, fresh off the team meeting?
Oh, I do not feel great.
I know, Embiid.
Oh, yeah.
Because we don't have a big.
We don't have a big.
Mm-hmm.
We don't have a big.
Oh, gosh.
So, I mean, it might be, you may get whatever a Grand Slam effort is for him right now.
He's going to do it tonight. He's going to be sprinting hard as hell. We never seen him sprint hard. He's going to be.
Mm-hmm. The trick is, I watched him play the other night against Miami. You have to put him in every pick and roll. Every pick and roll.
Scotty,
He can't move. He can't move in the way that he needs to be able to move.
Right.
Yeah.
So you've got to make sure he's in everything.
No, he's moving in slow motion out there. You're right.
Every action you have, and so because it's going to set the offense in motion.
Yeah.
But every time he's out there, you've got to make sure that he's stepping up and he's in the action every time.
You see the other quote that he made the excuse that he didn't show up on time because he felt like he wasn't prepared or something like that. They're like, bro, you haven't played and you've been injured. What are you talking about? I was like, Embiid, come on, bro. Like, I want to ride for you, bro, in the weak-ass Skechers, but you making it hard, bro.
Yeah.
Also, they have found the Eric Gordon photo that I was talking about. Put it up, Jalen. That looks like a man that would tell on somebody.
Devin's got to go teach the youth. There is a
yes.
What is it called? It's
Pro Sports Career Day.
Pro Sports Career Day, where there's a bunch of different schools that are bringing kids down to FedExForum, and they're going to get a talking to by Devin Walker and other professionals about how to get a job in sports.
Loose on the professional thing. But before I get up, we do have a gift from one of our listeners.
A gift?
Yeah, one of our listeners reached out to me on Twitter. Shout out my boy Tito. He wants to give away his tickets. He said, I asked him, can I give away on the show? He said yes.
Tito!
Shout out my dog, man. This is what we're going to do. Trivia question. Y'all got one?
Oh, do I have a trivia question?
So people can know?
Oh, man.
So they can answer the question right? All right, you know what? Forget it. First person to tweet at me, I'm going to get y'all in touch with Tito so I can go to the game tonight. He said he wants it to be somebody who has never been to a Grizzly game. If you have never been to a Grizzly game, hit me on Twitter.
Nice.
I'm going to get you in touch with my dog, Tito. We're going to see you at the game tonight.
All right. Devin's going to be in charge of that. You can give him your Twitter handle just in case.
At Devin_Walker2. Hit me up. First person, let me know. If you have not been to a game.
Yeah, please don't take him if you've been.
Bro. Don't be greedy, bro.
If you've never been to a Grizzlies game, here's your opportunity to go. And so at Devin_Walker2. Me and Ben will be back on the other side. Chris Vernon Show.
Who will lead lead the Grizz in steals this season?
I'm going to go with Pippen for steals this season.
So I'm going to go with Jaren.
I'm going to go, as long as he's in the rotation, I'm going to go Jake LaRavia for total steals, and I'll have Marcus Smart in my back pocket for steals per game.
Hey, Grizzlies fans, be sure to tune in to Grizzbeat, where the panel and I break down all things Grizzlies and take a look at the rest of the NBA as well. The show is live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Goldberg announces he's going to have a retirement match in 2025, and he said this on College Game Day.
We know you're trying to ride the coattails because the 2025 is supposed to be the year of John Cena. Goldberg, I have a message for you, my guy. We don't care about your retirement match. Your retirement match was 3 years ago. Go somewhere, go away.
Tune in to Grind City Wrestling weekly on the Grind City Media app and on the Grind City Media YouTube channel.
Justin Timberlake.
I'm bringing sexy back.
The Forget Tomorrow World Tour. Live in Memphis. Justin Timberlake. FedExForum, Saturday, November 23rd. Get tickets now at LiveNation.com. The brand new single Selfish is available to stream and download now.
If I get jealous, I can't help it.
For more, hit up JustinTimberlake.com.
Sonic Radio. Welcome back to Sonic RNDIO. That spells radio with me, the CIO. This just in, the new Sonic $1.99 menu lets you build a crave-worthy meal for just $1.99 an item, whether that's a creamy shake, crispy tots, or a quarter-pound double cheeseburger. This just out. Ostriches. They're mean, not very cute, and in my opinion, way too big for a bird. Don't miss the Sonic Fun 99 menu. 5 items, always $1.99. Live free, eat Sonic.
Tax not included. See menu for details.
Kroger shoppers and Grizz fans, want exclusive last-minute discounted ticket deals texted straight to you during the Grizzlies 2024-2025 season? Sign up with the new Kroger Buzzer Beater deal. Fans can sign up by texting Grizz to 636-479 or visit your local Kroger store in the Delta Division and scan the QR code. By signing up, you agree to receive recurring automated promotional and personalized marketing text messages from the Memphis Grizzlies. Consent is not a condition of any purchase. Message frequency varies. Message and data rates may apply.
D'Anthony Melton took my little guys, to the ice cream stand. He was like, I'm going to get ice cream. You want to go with? So he took my little guys to the ice cream stand. So, guess who their favorite player is now? John Morant. But outside of that, D'Anthony Melton's pretty high up on the list. How about this? We got youth small D'Anthony Melton jerseys at our house right now. Love D'Anthony Melton. That was a fun night.
It was a fun night, man.
The Gary Parrish Show, live on weekdays at 10 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. We didn't talk about owling, and you're telling me you didn't know owling?
What the hell is an owling?
Owling is worse than Tebowing.
What is an
How far can Kyra zoom out on this camera?
She can zoom all the way out.
Can she zoom out?
What are you doing?
I'm owling.
Okay. Wait, why were we doing this? What is that?
Tune in to the Jessica Benson Show with CJ Hurt live every weekday at 8 a.m. on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app.
Thanks for showing up, Memphis. Nothing beats catching your Grizzlies IRL, and nobody knows that better than you. So next time you want to hit up a game, Ticketmaster's got your back with tickets to every upcoming matchup. Whether you're catching the Grizzlies at home or on the road, you'll find tickets at Ticketmaster, the official ticket marketplace of the Memphis Grizzlies and the NBA. Keep putting that jersey collection to use and get Grizzlies tickets today. There's no better brag than saying you saw it live. See you courtside again soon, Memphis.
When it's all on the line, you turn to the strong, the stable, the unwavering. To those with a history of raising their performance, to meet the moment. It's true in basketball. It's true in banking. Grizzlies Checking from Pinnacle. Play hard. Bank easy. Open a Grizzlies checking account with at least $100 and a recurring direct deposit by August 31st. And you could receive a $200 direct deposit bonus into your account. Details at grizzliesbanking.com. Member FDIC.
Grizzlies fans know it's the team that gives you the edge. Big River Steel does too. And much like the Grizzlies have recruited legendary talent, we want you to be part of our team. Are you ready to be part of something legendary? Then visit www.bigriversteel.com. That's www.bigriversteel.com.
Welcome back to the Chris Vernon Show on YouTube at Grind City Media and the official Grind City Media app. Now, back to your host, Chris Vernon.
Just be cool. Throwing dead presidents. Look alive. Party is the evidence. It's a vibe. Celebrating excellence. We survive. Two-seater snapping, girl. I'm happy it's just you and I. Throwing dead presidents. Look alive. Party is the evidence. It's a vibe. Celebrating excellence. We survive. Two-seater snapping, girl. I'm happy it's just you and I. Yeah. Just be cool. Just be cool. Just be cool. Just be cool. Time to make believers for you. You don't know. To the victors go the spoils. It's on the floor. Never been no ordinary. Heavens know. Pass the plate like spiritual endeavors. I'ma let it go. Everybody on the team shining. My son. Only see horizons when you coming high from. People clacking cause they know it's about the time.
All right, we're back. Chris Vernon Show. Let me check in on what happened with that Memphis Hustle game that Roser was at today. 123 to 118.
How about
Hustle
that?
win.
I saw Yuki hit a late shot. Yep.
All right, and Yuki Kawamura ended up with 15 points, 16 assists.
Let's go. Let's go.
Colin Castleton, who we kind of besmirched the other day at 26, 10, and 5.
Damn.
And Armando Baycott with the another double-double, 11 and 10. Look at the hustle.
Let's go.
Mac McClung, 6 for 21 from the field, 2 for 13 from 3. Not a great McClung day. Look, tough spot for them to play at 10:30 a.m. They actually have some guys that Trevelyan Queen's been great in the G League. And then former Grizzly Jarrett Culver and Mac McClung all on their team. So, yeah, there you go. They got their first home win, huh? Did the hustle in front of a group of kids that were there today. One of the big things that took place last night outside of the Emirates Cup, which did see the Celtics and the Hawks 15-game win streak to start the season. Well, that was a good game. We had that. I'm sorry, the Cavs. We had that one pulled up while we were at the game last night watching it.
It's only ours that aren't competitive.
Well, yeah, right.
Every one of those games are awesome.
And then you also had the Dalton Connect with the 9 threes and 37 points and a friggin' Michael Jordan shrug that was going on last night. Anyways, the college football playoff rankings came out, and boy, oh boy, this is now really going to have to sift its way through. So you got these first two teams at the top, which the college football playoff rankings have kind of deemed that these are the two best teams in Oregon and Ohio State. And then after that, because those ones are relatively easy at this point, right? Because they played each other, and if you think Oregon's the best team, then that's the best loss, and blah, 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 right? 3 through 9, there's all kinds of problems with this stuff. And you have this, I guess, 13-person committee that has got to figure this out. And it is better that there are more teams involved, but man, oh man, is it still pissing people off. So you have all of these, leave this up on the screen. Texas, Penn State, Indiana, and Notre Dame. That's the next 4 teams, right? All of them have schedule issues, right? If you want to really take a deep dive into who have you beat, you can ding Texas, Penn State, Indiana, and Notre Dame. Notre Dame, by far, has the worst loss of anybody in the top 10. Because if I'm not mistaken, that Northern Illinois loss that took place, and sometimes what can happen as a season goes on is what you're going to find out is like, hey, that wasn't so bad after all. That team just ran roughshod all over the MAC. Except Northern Illinois is 6-5 in the MAC.
Oh my God.
So they're not even a good MAC team. right?
Yeah.
It's not like you're playing one of these, that your loss was to a team from the MAC that might very well be able to compete on a very high level, like we've seen with the Tulane team in the past, or maybe even Memphis the year that they got to play against Penn State in the big bowl game. So that's not even obviously, it's not even debatable.
Yeah.
Notre Dame's loss is so much worse.
And they haven't beaten anybody.
Right. So then you get down to the next three, where you got Bama, you got Miami, and you got Ole Miss. And all of them have a loss to an okay team. Right? Because Bama's got that loss to Vandy. Miami's got that loss to G-Tech. And Ole Miss has got that loss to Kentucky. And then you have Georgia, and here's the problem. They've got the great wins. They also have the best losses.
Yeah.
Their losses are so good.
They're good teams, yeah.
But the losses are to Ole Miss and Bama, so you can't do anything with them.
Yeah.
This is exactly, you remember what happened last year when everybody was bitching about Florida State being left out. What they couldn't do was move Bama in there above Texas. That was that everybody made that a Florida State debate, and it wasn't a Florida State debate. That was a Texas debate, but they couldn't put Bama in and not put Texas in because Texas got that win over Bama, and they were going to be south. So now they're in a world of hell with this, because then they look, and I can only imagine the discussions, and they're like, yeah, well, if you're looking at body of work and you're seeing where we're going to put Georgia, but they can't do anything with Georgia because they're going to say, well, hold on now. Ole Miss beat Georgia and Alabama beat Georgia. But then you're in a whole nother world of crap, because now you get down to Tennessee, and Tennessee's going, we beat Alabama. Why are we 4 spots behind them? Why are we 4 spots behind the team we beat? Which I get. Yeah. And they're like, well, we just freshly watched you get your ass kicked by Georgia.
Right.
So, but it's like, hold on now. Why are we 4 spots behind? If I'm a Tennessee fan, that's what I'm thinking. And then the other thing is, so Tennessee's the first team out on this, because Boise's moved all the way up, and they've moved Boise ahead to where they would be even a bye team, because they would be the 4th highest ranked conference winner, because exactly what we said would happen last week is exactly what happened, which is the second they could bomb out BYU, they would. And BYU took that loss to Kansas, and they just, they dropped them now. They moved from 6 to 14. And now it's very possible, interestingly enough, that the Mountain West winner could very well be the 4th highest ranked conference winner. That's where they've got Boise right now, because Boise's loss is that super narrow loss to Oregon. It'd be very fascinating that, in this world now where it's like Power 4 and then everybody else, one of the 4 could actually be from the Mountain West, the top 4 seed, because those are all going to the bye teams. Because the way they've got it set up right now, they've got Boise as a bye team ahead of whoever wins the Big 12. Be interesting to see if they vault a Big 12 team ahead of them. Right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Because you got BYU and, right? Depending upon the BYU Colorado thing and the way that shakes out. But, man, the other thing is you've got these quotes from Lane Kiffin that I saw, which is now a whole nother world of crap, because you got these teams with the 2 losses. And so now you're just parsing through which of the two losses. And, I mean, every time. This committee, holy mackerel. Every time you hear, like, we take into consideration the analytics and we take into consideration, the eye test. And it's like, okay, dude, you're just like, there's no set formula.
Right.
This is matter of opinion. They put together 13 guys and made it a matter of opinion. And I am one that would be more in favor of computers.
I think so too.
I would be more in favor. Like, it's like, I love there be more. I love that there's more teams involved, but now you are putting way too much opinion in this thing in terms of, but we just watched them and we saw them and we think they're good. And like, because right now they're just basing it on losses. That's why the rankings are like, the crazy thing is, if you put their feet to the fire and you said, okay, this weekend Georgia's playing Indiana, who you got? Like, how much does your opinion matter? Georgia's playing Indiana this weekend. Who you got?
The point spread would be massive,
13 of them would pick Georgia.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
13 of them would pick Georgia in that game. Anyways, the reason I said you got a issue coming on your hands, Lane Kiffin said this. I've talked to other coaches, so I'll just kind of give you the feeling from some other coaches that they don't want to be in it. Talking about the SEC championship game. He says, I've talked to other coaches, and they don't want to be in it. The reward to get a bye versus the risk to getting knocked out completely, I mean, that's a really big risk. So the idea is that and this is now going to cause a whole nother conundrum. You got all these teams with the 2 losses, and you have an SEC coach right now that is out there. He's willing to say it. And he said, and I've talked to other guys too. Like, we'd rather not be in the SEC championship because if we play that game, the risk reward there is not great enough for us. Okay, we get a bye. But if we lose the game, we don't get to play for the national championship. Right. And so that's a big risk is exactly what he's saying. Now, then they bring this up to the committee, and the committee says, we have a lot of value with the teams that make it to the conference championship games. Making that game is a valuable data point. We are ranking the teams through the championship games, but the teams that make those championship games, the committee looks at them and puts them in high esteem. I mean, what does that mean? What does it mean?
I mean, I think in the SEC, I think both of those teams, probably get in, right?
But I'm saying, look, let's just say right now, okay? Let's just say you're Ole Miss, or let's just say you're Bama.
Mm-hmm.
Or Bama, Ole Miss, Georgia, Tennessee, right?
Okay.
And then let's just say Texas wins their last couple games. And then you go and you lose to Texas, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you have a third loss. I kind of think that they have set this up to where, it does feel like maybe a little chess instead of checkers here. Because if you look past Tennessee, the next 3 teams are all teams that they would be willing to screw.
Yes, for sure.
Right?
There's not going to be as much uproar and outrage. Right.
And A&M lost to South Carolina, so they're the next one.
Yeah.
So you figured out, okay, look, we're really just dealing with SMU and Colorado here because one of them's going to make it, right? Because somebody's got to win that conference. Right? No, I'm sorry. Colorado and BYU. So one of them's got to make it. And whoever loses the Miami and SMU, like whatever comes out of that, we'll get to.
They're out. Yep.
Yeah. And then we're all the way down to Clemson. And so this stuff's going to shake itself out. The interesting thing is if one of those other teams takes a loss, how much do they penalize them? How far, let's just say, let's just say Indiana gets beat 42-17 by Ohio State. How far do they drop? Do they drop them behind all those 2-loss SEC teams?
Yeah. Well, also, dude.
I tell you this. I'd be worried because they're the other ones that you could say that brand shouldn't matter in this, but they will screw them if they can, just like they just did BYU. And that's kind of what I'm thinking here is they're setting this up to where I understand what Lane Kiffin's saying, but I mean, geez, that would be pretty raw to put a 3-loss SEC team ahead of a 1-loss team from another conference. But I'm telling you, those next 3 teams after Tennessee, they'll screw all. Boise State, they don't have to worry about. They're in. But then you get past that.
They will have to play UNLV for the conference championship, right? In the Mountain West?
I believe so.
The real chaos that I'm rooting for is what happens if UNLV beats Boise State and Army beats Notre Dame. Because then which league are you picking?
Right.
Are you going AAC or are you going Mountain West?
You're saying Army beats Tulane as well?
Yeah, assuming Army wins out. It beats Tulane, beats Notre Dame this weekend. You got to put Army in at that point. That's back-to-back wins against ranked teams. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're jumping up. They're and it's freaking Army. Like, they would love to get Army in.
Notre Dame's loss is just...
I know. I don't...
Their loss is Northern Illinois.
Yeah, man. I know.
Who is a 6-5 MAC team. Man, and I mean, I've seen the strength of schedule stuff on, like, Indiana has not had to play, 7 of the top 8 teams in the Big Ten or something. That's the function of when they expanded this Big Ten to such a huge conference that now you have these situations where you could weirdly play a schedule like Indiana has. And I love this Indiana story, and I think they're fantastic. But there's no debate. Go look up and down their schedule, and it's like...
There's nothing. There's no
bro,
substance. Yeah.
Like, this is not... Like, I hate to be the one that's just defending Southern football, but Indiana ain't... Like, you'd have 2 losses, too, if you had to play in these different places, right? You don't get to play Purdue. You got to go play at LSU. You got to go play at Alabama. You got to go play against Ole Miss, And now, look, in the end... It's a weekly TV show and it makes for great debate. And stuff's going to shift. Is going to sift itself through. I mean, and this week is that Indiana Ohio State game is going to make a lot of stuff just fall into place. It really is. It's going to make a lot of stuff fall into place, and I'm super interested in that. There's a bunch of these other teams, and I talked about how tense you can get at this point in the season because your margin of error is like 0 if you're one of these highly ranked teams. Just going through the schedule this weekend, it's not a bunch of matchups that necessarily pop off the page, and yet I look at them and I go, Ole Miss, who's talking about this or whatever, they're playing at Florida in an 11 a.m. game, and Florida, again, it's one of those where the line's going to be big, and I just look at them and I'm like, man, that's dangerous. They mangled LSU, beat them by double digits. They went to overtime with Tennessee. They were in that Georgia game, and then they lost their quarterback and had no chance after that. But I mean, that Florida team's kind of a dangerous one to have to play at 11 a.m. when they are right now. They're just freewheeling. I mean, you just saw what they did to LSU.
Right.
And then Texas plays against Kentucky. And you would just say, hey, yeah, well, they'll kill Kentucky. Except I've seen Kentucky play a 13-12 game against Georgia, and Kentucky went to Ole Miss and beat them. And so it's like there's a lot of these teams that are playing these Midland teams that if something happens, it would not stun me in Ole Miss, Florida, or even Kentucky putting the fear god into Texas. BYU Arizona State is obviously a very good game this weekend. Colorado, Kansas. That one would scare me if I'm Colorado, simply because the line's 2.5. So that's one of those where it's like, okay, I'd be nervous about that.
Yep.
You know, obviously I want that team to make it. And then Bama should be fine against Oklahoma. Texas A&M, they could lose at Auburn. Like, you've got these okay teams that like can have good performances and do have SEC caliber athletes. Like, I would not be shocked if one of Ole Miss, Texas, or A&M gets picked off. Just feels like a weird week. Again, with this college playoff ranking, this is going to get sifted through. And I do think that they have set that up after Tennessee, where it's like, okay, here's 3 teams we can screw, and nobody gives a crap about A&M's. You know, A&M got their ass kicked by South Carolina, so we ain't got to worry about their argument.
Seeing SMU at 13 just makes me want to throw up. I mean, that was our peer literally last year.
Tennessee's going to get in, I think. So the question is who gets bounced out of that. And I think like they will punish Indiana. Oh my God. They'll punish
they're
Indiana.
going to lose.
Even though their loss will be an amazing loss.
Yeah, but
because it's Ohio State.
No, if they get blasted.
I got it. Notre Dame got beat by Northern Illinois. If we're just, if we're
It's a close game.
If we're just lining up, hey, that's what's unfair to Indiana. It's like everything comes down to this game.
Yeah.
If they are respectable against Ohio State, they'll get to stay in, and if they get blasted, they'll say it's a referendum on the rest of their schedule.
Mm-hmm.
They'll say, they didn't play anybody.
It's true.
Whereas Notre Dame has no such problems, right? And there's nothing wrong with getting blasted by Ohio State either. I actually don't think they're going to get blasted. I don't think they're going to get blasted.
I'm with you. If they can keep that game close, I think they're still in.
The trip is going to be what do they do with Ohio State if Indiana goes and beats them? Then what? I love this.
I like it too.
I love this.
It makes it so much more fun.
Because you think about it, if Indiana beat them, if Indiana beat Ohio State, how far do they drop them? How far do they drop them? If they validate everything they've done this year, which they've come into this and they've told us they think the 2 best teams are Oregon and Ohio State. Because I just told you, 3 through 9, you could poke holes in all of them. Texas, Penn State, Indiana, Notre Dame all have schedule issues. All of them. Those next 4 all have a loss. No, I'm sorry, the next 3. They all have a loss to a mediocre team. Right? Bama's got their loss to Vandy. Miami's got their loss to G-Tech. Ole Miss got their loss to Kentucky. Georgia has the best losses, but there's 2 of them. And there happen to be to 2 teams that they can't move Georgia ahead of them. That's why I almost think you need to just plug this into a computer. In fact, right now, if I went to the Sagarin ratings right now, here you go. The top 12 teams, this is who it would be. Alabama, Texas, on the predictor ratings. Alabama, Texas. 3 is Ole Miss. This is basically what the point spread would be and who would be favored in these games. So Alabama, Texas, Ole Miss, Georgia, Ohio State is 5, Notre Dame 6, Oregon 7. How about that? Oregon being 7. Tennessee is... No, I'm sorry. Penn State 8, Tennessee 9, South Carolina 10, Miami 11, Indiana 12. 13 is actually Colorado. Okay. So honestly, the numbers are off because they're trying to rank them by who has 1 loss and who has 2 losses. South Carolina's the only team not in there, right? Yeah, the numbers are all screwed up, but they've got the 12 best teams according to the Sagarin predictor ratings, interestingly enough. And then right on the outside looking in is Colorado and Clemson. Where the hell is Boise on this? Jesus. Where do you want to guess? Roser's back in here. You want to guess? Where do you think Boise's ranked on the predictor rating? Like if you were just to...
I'll say 20.
Yeah, I 25th.
32.
32?
Whoa.
BYU's 29.
That's... God, that league's not that bad.
SMU is, because that's the other team from... That's from the ACC. That is, they're 19. 19. So according to, if we're doing lines on these games, the most underrated team in the country is, well, I guess that's not fair because Bama would move up an awful lot of spots if we're doing. I mean, again, that's just the betting lines, and that's what the computer's telling us. South Carolina's pretty underrated, and Boise State. I mean, being 32, that's crazy. I mean, like in their projections they had last night, they'd be getting a bye in the first round of the college football playoff.
But that Sagarin computer loves South Carolina.
Loves it. It's because of because of. If you look, their schedule is ranked. Hold on a second now. Fifth hardest schedule in the country. And they're 3-3 versus the top 30. 3-3 versus the top 30. Yeah. All right, tell us what happened down in the Hustle game.
Well, I was going to say, too, I heard you on the way in talking about the not making the SEC championship game.
Yeah.
I literally talked this weekend to a guy who was on staff at Ole Miss.
Oh, you did?
And said that they
don't want to make it.
Rather not make it.
I mean, he got that obviously from his head coach.
Yeah. And rather,
his head coach just verbalized it.
Rather not make it.
He's like the risk
of taking a third loss.
We want to be able to play for a national title, and if we're scared that if we play that game, even if we get beat by Texas, then they're going to kick us out of this. But I actually think they've set it up. It feels like when you look at that rankings that it's starting to shapeshift to where they could validate the 3-loss team.
Yeah.
And say, we're not penalizing them.
Well, especially if it was like Georgia. Say Georgia made it and played Texas, and Texas beat them this time. Georgia would have 3 losses.
All right.
But one of those losses would be to a team that they also beat. So
Ole Miss Texas would be an awesome game, though.
It would be cool.
It'd be a fun game to watch.
Ole Miss Texas would be cool.
That'd be a fun game to watch, man. You know they love those offenses.
By the way, we do have an updated injury report for the Grizzlies. And it is Vince Williams is out with a right ankle sprain. This is kind of interesting. It appears the illness thing that there is some going on in the locker room because Marcus Smart goes from questionable to doubtful today with illness, and Konchar's doubtful today with an illness too. So it's got to be something's going around the locker room.
Flu-like symptoms.
Yeah. Now, how about this one?
Illness? He's been out since he didn't play all weekend.
What do you have?
I know. Interesting one. Interesting addition. Questionable. Cam Spencer, right ankle sprain.
That's a little bone they threw to us.
Getting closer to his debut, it appears.
What is wrong with Marcus Smart, bro?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's 3 games with illness. We got enough guys hurt, bro. You can't get ill.
Well, he's gotten worse because he was questionable last night.
Questionable
and then,
yesterday.
When they really had to release the final thing, it said he was out. And now today, he's not even questionable. He's just doubtful. Like,
what is going on?
I knew Ja wasn't playing because he was about 10 deep at the Hustle game today.
Yeah.
He was there.
Right.
So,
all right, so tell me about the Hustle game. Yuki Kawamura.
Yuki.
Oh, my God.
He is so awesome at passing.
Oh.
He is so awesome. And
16 assists?
Yeah, and
Damn.
I think this is where just being short really comes in handy for him. An elite bounce passer.
Oh.
You don't see a lot of players make amazing bounce passes these days. Like, he is so awesome at getting into the middle of the defense and then just looking around. He sees people cutting, just bounce pass,
Bang.
bounce pass everywhere. Yeah. Castleton was good. Baycott was good. They all played well today. McClung could not hit anything. Could not hit anything.
Were there a million little kids there?
A million little kids. And they all know Morgan Wallen songs.
Oh!
The Morgan Wallen Moneybag Yo
You're
song
Mississippi.
we called like Whiskey.
Yeah.
White
Wiggy,
kids,
wiggy,
black
wiggy.
kids, they all know it.
Everybody's singing.
Also, there's a dance to $1 Million Baby, evidently.
Okay.
Had no idea. But the Hustle dance team was dancing to $1 Million Baby.
Do you know what schools were there?
No, I don't.
Oh.
And all the kids were doing the same dance that the Hustle dance team was to $1 Million Baby.
Okay.
I had no idea there was a dance
So
to
there
that
was a
song.
different energy in the Landers Center at 10:30.
Totally different energy. Jarrett Culver almost got in a fight with Colin Castleton. Yeah, they were pushing each other back and forth. Castleton yells a lot.
Oh.
Yeah, he does. He's fiery. I don't know if he's yelling at
That's
himself.
That's the first home win, right?
First home win.
And it sounds like you might get Cam Spencer back. He should be on your thing.
Yeah, they play Friday night again against the same team at home. Friday night. Yeah, Friday night again at home. Yeah. They're Hustle are home Friday night and Saturday night.
So I guess that team's just going to hang out in Memphis for 3 days?
Yeah, you may see Mac McClung.
Mac McClung, maybe. They'll probably be at the game tonight.
And, yeah, they could be, yeah. And Trevelyan Queen just walking around, both former MVPs.
This is the Magic's G League team?
Yeah.
Osceola Magic?
It's crazy. They have McClung was MVP
and
last year.
both those guys were both Sixers guys. McClung and Queen.
McClung was MVP last year of the league.
He was?
Yeah, Trevelyan
I didn't know
Queen,
he was a G League MVP.
Yeah, Trevelyan Queen 2 years ago was the MVP and the Finals MVP of the G League. So they got 2 former MVPs on their team.
It didn't matter.
Did not matter. And I think Ethan Thompson was first team All G League last year too.
Wow.
So.
All right. So we got a big Hustle win that Roser called a little bit earlier, and then now we've got this updated. So they had Edie out, right? He hasn't been upgraded to anything, right?
No, he's out.
I mean, after they get past this game, they just have one game, which is that one off in Chicago this weekend, and then they're off until Monday. So it's actually good.
4 in a row at home.
I mean, this team needs rest, right? And they. I don't understand the illness thing. That is just
that's wild.
Bro, we need all players you can have. But anyways, after they play tonight, they've got that one off in Chicago, and then next week's a super busy week. You got 4 home games in a row, all winnable, starting next Monday, because they play Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then Monday, and it's like Detroit, New Orleans, Portland. It's like 4 winnable home games. So they got to get through tonight, and then the one off against Chicago over the weekend. And then maybe by next week, you might maybe you can have a couple guys back. It's a good time to have a break, though. After tonight through next, they don't, if guys miss the one off in Chicago, that's fine. But you've really got from Wednesday to Monday for a couple of those guys to be able to get ready to play, which they needed that, right?
Yes.
They needed that amount of time. And hopefully by that point, you can have closer to big roster. They did not, from what I gathered last night, though, the Edie thing is not a bad deal. Like, that's not going to be a long time.
Yeah.
So, the Vince thing.
The Vince thing looked.
I think he was already hurting. He was already hurting and then got hurt again.
Yeah.
And I think he was playing already hurting because I think the pressure.
Yeah.
Guys came back. I think Bane came back faster than he probably would have too, because of the cup games.
Yeah.
Because he has just not been himself either.
Right.
He'll get back in the flow, but he just hasn't been himself.
2 of 16 from 3 since he came back.
Yeah.
He's way too good of a shooter.
No. At some point, the dam's going to break, and they're just going to make a ton of threes one night. They're going to make 20 of 38, and it's going to be like, wow.
Hopefully tonight.
Yeah, hopefully. They might need it tonight.
It's happened with the Hustle. Like, their first, 3 games, they literally, I mean, it was 20-something%, below 30% from 3. They shot over 40. They shot 38% in their win on Sunday. They shot 44% today. So
it's a make or miss league, John.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Thanks to Bennett Doyle for filling in today. Thanks to Devin Walker. Thanks to Jalen back in the studio. Grizzlies-Sixers tonight down at FedExForum. Pre-game show is going to be on FanDuel Sports Southeast starting at 6:30. Are you doing radio?
I am.
Roser will be on the radio filling in for Jessica Benson.
She's also on the medical report.
She's on the medical report with illness as well. And then we will be back tomorrow. Until then, we gone.